Hey, Reckless, what's going on? It is so good to be with you guys again. And I'm excited because right now we're going to be introducing kind of a new thing that we're going to be doing over the next few weeks, just as an additional way to kind of keep you in the loop on things and just try to encourage you in your faith and that kind of thing. So what we're going to do is this new thing called a leader spotlight. So what's one of the things that's tough about us not meeting together on Wednesday nights right now is that we don't get a chance to interact with your small group leader, with so many of the adults that are invested in you as the student to help you grow in your faith. And so because we're so disconnected, just trying to figure out ways that we can get connected back together. And so we're gonna have a little fun each week where we're gonna spotlight a leader or a couple leaders, just do a little interview with them, have some fun, give you a little bit of a peek into their life. And then just maybe hear some things that they're learning during this crazy time for all of us. So tonight, for this first video, I'm excited to introduce a couple of leaders, a husband and a wife who have been serving with us this year, who are fantastic and do a great job with their ninth grade groups. And so I'm excited to bring into this leader interview tonight, Caleb and Kaitlyn Bloy. So give it up for Caleb. There they are.
What's up, guys?
Good to see you guys. How's it going?
Good.
It's going great.
How are you?
You guys look like you're in your kitchen. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're in our kitchen.
All right. So how are you doing staying social distanced right now? Not from each other, but from the world. Do you feel like super cut off, or have you been doing your own thing, going around seeing family and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing our parents, and every once in a while we'll see my cousins. But other than that, we're staying pretty quarantined. I'm still allowed to go to work. She works from home, so in that regard, it hasn't been too much of a change. But yeah, we're doing well. At first, it was a little scary, finding out that we might be not leaving our house for a month. But as time's gone on, I think we've become more comfortable with this whole situation, and it's pretty good to be here together. At least I can't say the same for her, but being locked with me. But it's been nice being here with her.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, go ahead, Kaitlyn.
That's it. I mean, I always work from home, so I'm pretty much have been living in quarantine apparently for the past year.
Yeah.
So
ready to get out of your house?
Yes, I mean, it's been fun. Like Caleb said, it hasn't been too bad, but I do miss going places and seeing people. So yeah, I'm kind of ready.
Cool. Well, it's good to see you guys. And in case, for those of you guys watching, in case you don't know Caleb or Kaitlyn or don't know much about them, so you guys are both North Paulding grads, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So maybe right now the sound of North Paulding students cheering, maybe you're getting booed from other schools. Who knows? There's some give and take in our community, which makes it fun. So you guys both graduated from North Paulding. Caleb played baseball. And we can get into this real quick. Like you're still, like, your hope is that you're still going to be able to play professional baseball, and like you're still kind of striving towards that and that kind of thing, right? What's that looking like for you, especially in this quarantine season?
Quarantine season, things are pretty unclear right now. Just, we don't know when the seasons are going to start back up. And so it's been a crazy journey for me since I graduated college, just trying to heal up from injuries that I had in college, and then I suffered another one since. So I've been, just chasing the dream and trying to find my way on a team. But, I will say throughout this whole coronavirus thing, it has made things unclear for the future. But, I'm just praying every day and hoping that God will lead me in the right direction with that. So,
yeah, that's cool. So Caleb and I play on a church league softball team together. I don't even know that I even should brag about this because it's like, it's what you would envision for the most part, church league softball, old man past the prime, with the exception of Caleb, right? So this guy is like, I think you carried us in the fall season, hit 4 home runs in a game, and just he's on a different level for sure. So it's cool to see him still trying to chase his dream and be able to play professional baseball. All right, so you guys are coming up in August on 2 years, right? 2 years of marriage?
Yes,
sir.
All right, which is pretty cool. So that's a pretty big, like, marker most people say, man, the first 2 years, like, is a huge adjustment and that kind of thing. So you guys are getting ready to come up on that mark. So does it, like, just kind of a random thought or question for you guys, does it feel more like you got married, like it was yesterday? Or does it feel more like you've been married like 10 years?
When I think about like everything that's happened between now and when we got married, it feels like 10 years because we just, new jobs, got a house, 2 dogs, like so much has changed in our friends' lives, our family's lives. But it's gone by super, super quickly. Like I can't believe it's been over a year and a half at this point. So kind of both, but I would say overall it's flown by.
Okay. What about for you, Caleb?
Yeah, I would pretty much echo that. It seems like every day goes by so quickly, and so when I think about like 2 years, it's ridiculous how quickly it's gone by. But the wedding day itself, which was a blur in itself, that feels like it was just yesterday. So I'd echo that. It's gone by pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so let me ask you this. So what is one thing that marriage has taught you that no one could have prepared you for?
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, she would let you, while she's thinking about it, she'll let you answer. And it doesn't have to be just the one thing, but like just what's something that you're like, man, I don't know that until you experience it, you can't really prepare for it.
I would say, wow, I would say that I don't know myself as well as I thought I did. So like I get married to her, and we knew each other so well, but going into this, we dated for like 7 or 8 years beforehand because we started dating sophomore year in high school, and then we get married, and like whether it's good or bad, like she knows me so well, and she'll point out things that I do that I had no idea that I did. And
good stuff, and maybe some pet peeves.
Yeah, mostly probably pet peeves.
No.
But like I don't know, like that another person could she's very good at studying me and my habits.
That sounds terrible. I'm not like super critical. I don't.
Yeah, no, but it's just like you have a person who knows how you function, and she knows like how to, like if I'm having a bad day and I don't know like what's the cause of that, she knows how to, like what to say to encourage me, to lift me back up. And so she just knows me so well. She knows the things to say, and yeah, but I wasn't prepared for that, I guess.
Okay.
That's good. So tough. Something I wasn't prepared for. I guess I would say, I have little sisters, but for 12 years I was an only child. So I kind of had a lot of space growing up. And so I guess it's definitely like you have to be patient and willing to compromise things, like even little things around the house or just like your time. It's been really fun. It's been great. These 2 years almost 2 years have gone by really quickly, but I don't know. It's just a lot of like compromise and give and take. And I guess everyone says that before you get married, but you don't really experience it until you're actually married to someone, and you have to like incorporate them into every decision you make, which is a blessing, but it's definitely like a learning curve. So
yeah. And you can't prepare for that, right? You can't practice that.
I don't think you can. I guess kind of having roommates, but even then it's like they're going to do what they want to do. You do what you want to do. But when you are married, you really like all the decisions you're going to make, you have to like base it on that person.
Right. I think for Angie and I, so we've been married, it'll be almost 19 years in August. And like for us, one of the craziest things is like how much, especially in the early years, like for you guys, the first few years, like everything's new and different. And to Caleb's point, like so much of the stuff that you just feel is normal, like, well, yeah, this is normal. This is what I do. And all of a sudden the other person's like, that's not normal, or that's not
exactly
weird, or, so there's like both of you are going through that adjustment where you're like, oh, maybe nobody else does it. Maybe that is weird that I do that,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're trying to like, try to mesh together and change, what you do and that kind of thing. So that's cool. So, all right. So one of the things that I understand that you guys do is that you keep track of weird things that each other says or does. Is this true?
It's very, very healthy. And it's essential to a healthy marriage / relationship.
It's not positive things. It's like when he's making fun of me, if I say something stupid, then he'll write it out, which is
Yeah, I have a notes section in my phone called Kate's Phrases. I started it our junior year in college because we were eating at this burger place in Chattanooga.
oh my gosh.
And we're looking at the menu, and she said, "What is a Yosemite burger?" And I was like, "Yosemite." And I go and read it, and it says Yosemite
I
burger.
don't know.
And so I was like, well, I'm writing this down. And so since then, the list has grown, and I'm sure that she's got probably worse things on me. I think she added something earlier this week.
I just forget like common English like phrases. I totally mess them all up. Like I can't think of them off the bat, but so he thinks it's so funny and he writes it out, and yeah, so he has this funny list. And I have my own list that I've started. So we're kind of even.
Okay. So do you have North Paulding to blame for that? Is that UGA's fault? Is it your parents? Like, whose fault is this exactly?
I could give some blame to North Paulding. Maybe Paulding in general is to blame.
I think North Paulding for sure. I mean, well, a lot of the things on the list have to do with like American history, and so like I'll randomly say, so Kate, what year did we get our independence?
This isn't true.
And then if she doesn't know, I'll write it down, like stuff like that.
I said 1976, but I was obviously kidding. I know it wasn't established 1976.
You're such a young
I know
man.
that. Yeah, that's on the dumb list.
All right, so I need to know something. So turn it back on him a little bit, because my understanding is you guys each have your own list.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Kaitlyn, what is something that he has said that you've written down that was dumb or weird?
It's mostly like teaching him like English words.
Apparently, I
a lot of
struggle with
words.
the language too. So.
Oh, I'm trying to think of some stuff. It's like you didn't know. He thought like a chef, like you call it a chef. He kept saying cooker. I wrote like, you're a good cooker. And I'm like, well, I don't know what that is. That's not a word. So there's that.
I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen making meals, obviously.
Yeah, he's not a great cooker. So you said that he didn't know like certain colors. Like I don't think he knew what like indigo was or something. He didn't know different kinds of foods. He didn't know some kind of fruit. Oh, he thought that I asked him what his favorite vegetable was. I was like, is it a potato? And because he eats a lot of potatoes, and he was like, no, that's not a potato. Or he said, that's not a vegetable, that's a starch. Like just stuff like that where it's like explaining like to a little kid. But
yeah,
those are some of mine.
That's awesome.
He asked for one, you gave like 4.
Okay, well, there's a lot. There's a lot more. I just don't have my list.
She didn't even have to look at her list. There's just
just got in her head.
She knows them all. That's awesome. All right, so let me ask you this. So one of the things we're trying to do with this is just encourage students.
Yeah.
I think you guys and myself, we're stuck in this just like everybody else in America. So this is a new reality for all of us. And the thing I've heard a lot over the last couple of weeks is we're all in the same storm, but we're not on the same boat, right? So you guys you're experiencing a little bit different. So there's some students that may experience it that may resonate with kind of what your experience is. So I asked you a little bit at the top, like how has this period been for you guys individually and as a couple? Maybe I'll just kind of dive in a little bit with the second question, which was, what are some ways that you have stayed connected to God during this time? Like with feeling so disconnected, how have you been able to make your time with God a priority, maybe individually and then as a couple as well?
Yeah. I would say starting individually. At the beginning of this, I noticed that I was like I was still like reading my Bible and almost like kind of checking that off the list, but I was pretty feeling negative about the whole situation that we were in and fearful. And I was stuck at home the first few days because I couldn't go into work. And I think we just had a long discussion, and we both realized like we need to take a different approach to this whole thing. So I started journaling. I started actually writing my prayers down, which I'd never done before. And, reading a devotional, just making sure I'm spending like, diligent time in the Word every day and like with God, and trying to make that more of a priority. And I think it really helped my attitude and just my mentality throughout this whole thing. And it also encouraged me to, reach out to others throughout this time, because, there's a lot of people out there that don't have hope at all. And even if we have nothing, if our jobs are taken away, if we can't go anywhere, if something happens, our health, we have hope in Jesus. And that's kind of been what's getting me through it. I'd say as a couple, we are in the process of trying to like wake up before work and read our Bibles at the same time. And which is a challenge for me. I'm not a morning person at all. And so she's kind of helping me get out of bed.
Drag out of bed.
Yeah. And, we've kind of started a couple devotionals together, which, that's been good too. But I'd say that, she's really, really pushed me throughout this whole time to stay focused on God and keep everything into perspective, because it's tough to stay, to stay in the zone, with your spiritual life, especially in a time like this where you're just seeing a lot of negativity out there.
Yeah.
I would say for me overall, this time has been really good in the sense that I'm not, kind of like what Paul was saying in this last message, just about like so many distractions. And I would just, like Caleb was saying, just read and just like cross off my list. And like, that's kind of all I would give towards God. And so now I have so much time where it's just like nothing to do. And so it's just been really good to push myself and do more than my typical, like just read like a chapter or something in the Bible and not think about it, not pray about it, and just move on. And so just being able to do like other forms of worship. And also I think like even in the Bible app, like going on there and starting devotional plans with people who I know that, might not be like totally focused on God right now has been really fun, like a way to connect with others. And just making the effort in the morning and then again at night to read. And also reading, I've had like all these books that are like Christian fiction or just like, just from different authors that I've been wanting to read and never taken the time to do it. So being able to like read that and just see other people's perspective on God and has just been really good. So I think overall, I've really appreciated this time to kind of lean into that and to have more intimacy with God.
It's good. I don't know about you guys. I think this is the thing, right? If there's anything we're going to get out of this, it is just learning how important it is to connect with God on our own.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's not easy. It's why in a lot of ways, like time with God, spending time reading the Bible, like those kind of things, they're a discipline, right? You have to train yourself to do it. But just how important it is, especially when you don't have the connection with other people face to face, and we can't all step inside the church building and worship together, and so if we're all if we're dependent on that for our faith, like we're missing something during this time. And so just the opportunity to connect with God one-on-one and to be able to learn how to hear His voice and hear Him speak to us, and to be able to be challenged and encouraged by that, and knowing who He is and who we are because of that. So that's awesome. Well, thank you. You guys were the inaugural leader interview.
Low bar for all the other leaders. You're welcome.
We've set the bar high. So now everybody that comes after you has got to at least start here, because you guys have done
too hard. They can do it.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you guys for making time for just to give us a peek into your life and how things are going, and just encouraging the students. So definitely appreciate you. And if you're watching this, we're going to try to do this every week. So every week, and highlight some of our different leaders, small group leaders, and people in our ministry, just so for you as a student especially can continue to be encouraged by so many adults that want to be in your life and want to invest in you and just help lead the way in terms of what it looks like to follow Jesus, especially in this storm that we all find ourselves in. So hope you have a great week, and we'll see you guys next time.